princesses, welcome back to day 2 of the Body Smart Girl Bootcamp December 2023. It's trivia time. Question number 1 is, who was the leader trying to kill baby Jesus? Question number 2 is, what does the name Emmanuel mean? Question number 3 is, what sign was given to baby Jesus? Question number 4 is, did Mary have any children after Jesus? And finally, question 5, which is, who was the prophet that foretold the birth of Jesus? Wow, did you answer all of them in 10 seconds? We'll see.
My name is Mr. Samena, and the title for my poem is Good Behavior Can Change the World. Good behavior is known all over the world. I love good behavior. Just like God told us in the Bible that we should have good behavior always. And if one person can have good behavior, him or herself can change the world. If all people can have good behavior, this world will not be corrupt. People will live in peace and unity. But if we don't, we will have problems and this world will be corrupt. Just like David did, he had good behavior. He respected God. That's why God made him king. If David should have stayed like that, he wouldn't have gotten his punishment because David did bad things. Now, if one person can have good behavior, him or herself can change the world, and people will follow his example. Thank you.
But before we give the answers to the trivia questions, today's topic is going to be on online safety. We're going to introduce and welcome Princess Irene to talk more on that.
Hello princesses, how are you doing today? I'm excited to welcome you to the second day of the Body Smart Girl December 2023 Bootcamp. I'm talking about Safer Christmas, and you know that. And so what am I talking about this time around? I'm talking about being online during Christmas and the things that we need to be careful about during Christmas. So being online during Christmas can be so much fun. We get to watch different people. I mean, you can spend a lot of time watching how people are setting up their Christmas trees, coping with the snow, family traditions that are so exciting. There can be a lot of fun things to do online during Christmas. But we want you to always remember something. Christmas is truly for family and friends, for those that are close and dear. So if you spend Christmas focusing on what's happening in other people's homes, you would miss out on what's happening in your home. And sometimes getting online can be a moment where we start to compare ourselves with other people, and we see people unwrap gifts they got that we didn't get, and see how some families are having a lot of fun, and we start to compare them with what we have. Princess, I want you to start out content with what you have this Christmas. There may be things you wish that you got but you didn't have, or experiences you wish your parents had exposed you to that didn't come. I promise you, there's still beautiful things happening to you right now. So don't focus on what you don't have, and let's start with what we do have. We have to leave content. Princess Irene doesn't have everything she would like to have, but I have to have a smile on my face because there are many things I had to do that I didn't have when I was growing up. So I'm grateful. So you have to be grateful because God is good and your parents have made a lot of effort through the year. I'm sure there's been many great things that have happened in the year that even if Christmas fell short of your expectations, I want you to know that joy is still possible. So as you come online, you want to be careful that you don't start to feel uncomfortable with who you are. You start to feel less proud of who you are just because you think other people have a lot of things going for them. Sometimes when we open up our homes to relatives who come around, you start to hear cousins who tell you about how exciting their lives are. And for a moment, you may start to think that it's better off for them. Princess, don't do that. Have a heart of gratitude this season. If you sat down and said you want to think about 20 amazing things that happened to you this year, I'm sure you will exhaust the list and you will still keep going. So there's something to be grateful for. So as we come online, we need to remember that everything online is not always true, and we don't always need to compare ourselves to the lives of the people we meet online. But is that all the things you need to learn about being online? No way! There are other things you should learn about being online. When you come online, there are a few things we always want you to know. So number 1, there are conversations and information that are online that are not always correct. So what does that mean? If you come online, see something out there, don't always believe everything you hear. Don't believe everything you read, see online. Some information that's online is not tested, is not proven, it's just hearsay. So in that same way, if your cousin or friend says, did you know this is this like this? And you ask them, where did you hear that from? And they say, I heard it online. You should go like, yeah, right. Until I see it proven, I don't believe it. Don't believe everything you hear. Because most information online, no, not most, a lot of information that is out there online is either inaccurate and inappropriate for you, and it could make you make the wrong decisions about who you are. Okay, so always remember that information that is online is not always correct. What about the things that people ask you to do when you're online? I don't know if you want us to talk about it, but a number of you are on social media platforms that are higher than your ages. You're not supposed to be on certain platforms, but here you are chatting away, maybe with an identity that mommy and daddy don't know about. Princess Irene wants to tell you something. Continuing from what I said yesterday, that fun has to be safe. Have no potential for regret. So when we meet people online, it may look like, well, I just met them online. It's not a big deal. Sometimes it's a big deal. There are things that people will meet online can ask us to do. They can ask us to send our nudes. They can ask us for information about our parents and where they work. They can ask us to do a lot of things that may look like they're not getting in touch with us physically, but it could be equally harmful. So what should you do when you come online at the right age? Set up social media accounts at the right age. And in the event you start to chat with people, don't believe who people say they are. Don't give people information about your family, your parents, and all of that. Don't give information about where you live, where your parents work, and their itinerary. And do not make efforts to get in touch with someone who you met online. Princess, I know sometimes home can be hard, you're having a lot of arguments with your parents, but I assure you, it's not the reason to think that a typical stranger will love you more than your parents. So while you're online this Christmas, be careful about what you share. Share only information that is absolutely necessary and absolutely safe. You don't want to live in regret. And if someone is asking you to send naked pictures of yourself, it's a bad idea. There have been girls who shared naked pictures of themselves and someone picked it up and started threatening to put it online and started threatening their parents to pay them, otherwise they will put the pictures and videos online. Princess, don't let that be you, and don't let someone do that to your parents. So what should you do when you have misunderstandings with your parents? Instead of talking to typical strangers, make the effort to sit down with your parents and tell them how you feel. If it's so hard to do, write them a note. If you don't think you're getting across, talk to the one person in the family that they listen to. Whatever happens, always know our parents don't always have the right approach to dealing with issues about us, but it's always best to trust that they love us more than anyone else. We should trust that they love us, and we should find a way to communicate to them, to tell them how we feel about the things they're doing. Because quite frankly, we don't know who's chatting with us, and we don't know if they're genuine. So Princess, has there been any difficulty you faced this year with your parents or at school, and that you feel that people weren't there for you like they're supposed to? I want you to do something this Christmas. Write a note to your parents or the trusted adult in your life and try to express to them how you feel. If you don't feel ready to talk to your parents, would you be happy to talk to me? Fantastic. If you would like to do that, then send me an email using my name, irene.banwell@gmail.com. Just let me know that stuff happened this year, you were worried and you want to talk about it. The reason is, I don't want you talking to the wrong people and I don't want them to take advantage of you. So while I'm waiting to get your emails, I want to hear questions that you have from this video that I just made. So I'm going to be in the comment section, but also the girls are coming back to quiz me and ask me questions on this conversation. I look forward to reading the comments that you get to share with us. God bless you.
Hey Princess Irene.
Good to see you, Princess Supreme. What's up?
So I watched the lesson and I have some questions.
Let's go.
So I have two questions for you today. My first question is, if you're online and you're doing something and you have a pop-up, a totally inappropriate pop-up, and it pops up and you can't unsee it or you can't go back to try and stop yourself from saying, because you know you're not ready for that yet.
So let me start from the last debate you made, which is you're not ready for that yet. There will never be a time you're ready for it. Adults are not ready for it. So it's sad that children can find content like that. So, but the moment that happens, you have to hold yourself accountable. And how to hold yourself accountable? Tell them that. You know, it's about to go down. So, but you have to tell them so that they can help put you in check. So, you have to go to your parents and say, Mom, while I was working, I had this pop-up, this is what they said. And so then, in case they don't know what to do themselves, and say, no more using laptop, you know, that kind of reaction, you cannot say, oh, Mom, Princess Irene said, there are things that can be installed on our systems to prevent these pop-ups from recurring. And so they can take your system either to your school ICT department or to some ICT person who can install certain things to help protect those pop-ups from recurring. Many times you want to hide from you don't want a person to know that happened. But when you do that, they can't get the help that you need to keep you in check. So first thing first is walk up to your parents and say, oh, this pop-up happened. My laptop needs to be reformatted or something needs to be installed so that it's totally safe for me. So, but sometimes, and in very many cases, you don't speak up, the pop-ups continue to come, and when they pop up, some young people will click on it and it opens to Windows, and then it starts to stay in your mind, it starts to become addictive. So there's a seed that has been sown through this imagery, and that seed is going to bear fruit. And part of what it does is that it starts to, you start to relieve what you saw. It starts to make you want to go back to it and lead to other actions. So you want to take charge from the first time. And so maybe you've never spoken about it before, and maybe another girl watching us has seen a pop-up and never spoken to her parents about it before. It's time to take advice to parents and say, Mom, this thing popped up, Dad, this thing popped up, Grandpa, this thing popped up. And they say, if they say, let's pray about it, say, no, Mom, this one is not, we can't pray it away. It's automated, it's on the internet. We need to get someone who can install something on my system that will protect it from coming up again. Did I answer your question? Does that help?
Okay.
Thank you. Yes.
So my last one of this question is, if you have an internet idol, for example, and him or her posts entertainment and content that you like watching, but after a while, you know, because of things that happen nowadays in the 21st century, she starts posting inappropriate and not things. But she was your idol, and you know you liked watching her or him, and she posts it once in a while, and you start watching. Okay, maybe the ones that's not inappropriate, I watch them, and then it starts going frequently and frequently. What do you think that comes?
So the first thing I want to tell you is that the reason you're having this conversation is because you have values. People that don't have values are people. So everyone is have values. No matter how you like someone, you need to have a benchmark. The benchmark is the standard. If the person is not doing this, I'm not subscribing to this person. So the moment you notice that someone that you love, maybe their skill, their theater acting, or the way they sing, and they start to promote other things that are ungodly, it's easy to unfollow them. Because even though you say, well, I'm going to just keep looking for the same ones, they represent something now. You have an image of them in your head, and you have to take them in as a whole. So now, because of them, without even knowing, you start making room for those values that they have. You start making adjustments. I say, you know, you may say, I don't like this. You know, this is what happens. When someone starts to say something that is anti-God, let's say someone starts to be pro-LGBTQ or pro-transgender culture, at first you say, no! Then after a while you say, well, you can act, let me be ignoring this, but after a while, you say, but is it really that bad? So the Bible says that we should guard. You know, to guard means to put protectors, to put locks, to put security. So what it means is that the moment I know that someone steals, I'm not going to say, oh, he has such a good voice, let them in. I want to say, no, I need to unfollow this person now. So Princess Irene talking to you, I've had people that I admire the way they work. When I started seeing different values that they had that they can learn with God, I simply unfollowed them because my heart is worth protecting. So unfollowing them altogether is actually the safer way, because I can assure you, whatever their talent and skill is, there should be someone somewhere who has more wholesome values with the same talent and skills. We just need to find them.
Thank you, Princess.
Thank you so much, Princess Supreme, for having me. God bless you. Hello, Princess. I'm excited to welcome you to the body safety class for the December 2023 10/10 Girls Squad. My name is Princess Irene, and today I want you to teach me about body safety. So we've been learning a whole lot about body safety. We started in September. We've done quite a lot of stuff in September, October, November, and this is December. But there's a different way I want you to teach me. I'm going to be reminding you about a number of body safety principles that guides all of us at this sport, but I want to tell me the ones that you were able to do the most and the ones that you've been making a little mistakes around. So for example, when it comes to body safety, we've been teaching you that you should always knock before getting into the bedroom of your parents. Have you been doing that? Have you? Alright. We also told you that when you get to school and you want to use the toilet, nobody should come into the bathroom with you. Have you been able to be following that? Have you? Fantastic. Number 3, we told you that you don't take pictures of yourself when you're naked. Have you been following that? Have you? Fantastic. Number 4, we told you that nobody should touch your private body area. Do you remember that? Did you make sure that nobody touched your private body area? When they told you sorry, did you accept the apology? Did you still report to an adult about it? Did you? Yeah, Princess, we want to know if you were able to do that. Is there someone who made an attempt at touching you at any time of the year, but you forgot to tell mommy and daddy? Alright? Did that happen for you? Did you forget to tell mommy and daddy or grandma and grandpa? Did that happen? Did you tell? Alright? Is there someone that you really, really like? It could be your classmate, it could be your cousin, it could be someone you care about who always does the wrong things around body safety. Is there anyone like that around you? Did you make the effort to talk to them that they need to change? Did you also tell a trusted adult about this? Alright, so today, the reason I'm asking you all these questions is because no matter what I say to you every Saturday, no matter what I discuss with you, if you don't put it to practice, you could still get into harm, you could get into trouble. And so today, I want you to sit down and ask yourself, what are some body safety things that I find hard to follow? One body safety rule that you may find hard to follow is waiting outside when mom is dressing up. So I want you to write it down and think about how you're going to start working on that.
Now finally, back to the trivia questions. Question number 1 was, who was the leader that was trying to kill baby Jesus? And the answer to that is King Aaron. Question number 2 was, what does the name Emmanuel mean? Well, the answer to that is God is with us. Question number 3 is, what was the sign given to announce the birth of Jesus? And the answer to that was the stars that appeared to the 3 wise men. Question number 4 was, did Mary have any children after Jesus? And the answer to that is yes. And the final question number 5 is, what was the prophet that foretold the birth of Jesus? And the prophet that foretold the birth of Jesus was Prophet Isaiah. Did you have fun today? Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you tomorrow.
Have you heard about the North 100 Naira Day Charity Secondary School in Kuje Area Council? Kuje is one of the area councils of the Federal Capital Territory. So the North Charity Secondary School is a school designed for children who have been out of school or children who are at risk of dropping out. They get to pay only 100 Naira a day to access a fully accredited secondary school. For 100 Naira a day, they get books, uniform, lunch, the girls get monthly sanitary pads, and they get a STEM-based education. Would you like to be a part of the miracle that is happening there? Obviously, when they pay 100 Naira a day, that's not what covers the cost of keeping them in school. It costs 80,000 Naira a term and 240,000 Naira a year to keep one child in school at the NOSC. This Christmas, we're inviting your family, your organization to come in to co-sponsor children at the NOSC 100 Naira a day school. So behind my t-shirt is a quote, and it says, what if the cure to cancer is trapped in the mind of a child whose parents can't afford education? I'm asking you to be a part of our team supporting us to make sure that children from low-income families with loaded potential get back in school. We understand education to be the ticket out of poverty. Partner with us, let's help these kids. You never know what each one of them have potential to become. I'm confident that in my future, I'm going to benefit from the fruit of their lives. That's why, along with my team, we're calling you to join us to co-sponsor children at the North 100 Naira Day Charity Secondary School. To learn more about how you can support us, please call the number 090-3333-8510. You can also call 080-9045-9999. If you'd like to visit our website, please do so by visiting www.nosceducation.org. Merry Christmas.